How are you?
I'm good, yeah, good in Amsterdam. Yeah, all good.
Good to hear. What I want to start with is in December you played the 3 Arena show in
Yeah.
Ireland. What went through your mind when you walked on stage and saw the crowd?
The Tree Arena was the scariest gig ever. I had two of my friends supporting me at the gig, so my mate Brian McGovern played first and my other mate Craig Gallagher played after him, who actually toured with me in Holland and stuff.
Okay.
And but yeah, I kept walking out and looking at them and hearing the crowd scream after the songs and stuff, and I was like, oh, they're loud. They're like they proper clap and stuff. I never heard really from that's part of the stage, like everybody clapping so loud. But I walked onto stage, and for some reason I wasn't that nervous.
Okay.
Which is really strange because I'm nervous every time, like for every gig, no matter how big, no matter how small. It doesn't matter. It's always the same amount of nerves. But I walked on, I was fine, and then after the gig, I got really nervous.
Okay.
So I don't know, it was delayed reaction or something. Then I was about an hour, I was just like this, and then about an hour after that, I was like buzzing. I was like, oh my god, Tree Arena. But it was amazing. It was amazing seeing everybody there. I walked out on stage and I was like, took me like 3 minutes to start playing. I just looked at everybody. I was like, oh, what are you all doing here? But it was cool.
A show like that, do you prepare differently? Do you?
Not really. Well, I did like the sound check is longer.
Okay.
But it was pretty similar to the rest of the shows. The dressing room was a little bit bigger, and that's the only thing that was different. And we had a few more beers, and I didn't really. I think a lot of people were looking at me that had been to shows before and seen me before shows. Were like, why is Gavin not nervous? Yeah, what's going on? And I was just kind of pacing around. I was just kind of running around like a mad thing beforehand.
Is it a very when you're on stage? Is it a very conscious thing then, a show like that?
That gig, yeah. I think I was looking out at the crowd most of the time. Just when the lights came on, I could see everybody. I was like, oh my god. Oh, there's bits in the. I recorded the whole gig as well, so I was listening back to it the other day in the studio. And there's bits of it when people start singing along. I'm just like laughing in the background, so you can kind of hear through the mic me just pissing myself laughing. Just like it's really weird because I'm like, how is this even like happening? It was cool.
You say you watch yourself back. So what do you see when you watch yourself perform?
I only have the like MP3s, but I usually I have a little bit of the recordings though of the videos, but yeah, usually it's pretty much the same. I look like I'm enjoying myself a lot.
Can you look and listen to yourself objectively?
Yes, I don't really like listening to myself. I usually watch it once or twice, and then I'm like, that's fine. Or I watch it once or twice and I'm like, that sucks. Because I don't really think too much about it. I usually record stuff, unless it's like album stuff. But even like I did the live album, I listened to it once or twice and then I was like, it's okay. I didn't mind all the fuck ups. Okay. Like it was fine. I actually kind of like when there's a little bit of messing up because it's a bit more human in it. When you mess up on guitar, it's kind of like, yeah, it's bound to happen.
And the 3 Arena show, I suppose, was in some ways a culmination of the year leading up to it. But you are very much a gigging musician. You like to play a lot. So if we go back to when you kind of started out with what you're doing now and then those open mics, are there certain things you've picked up then that help you now? Yeah,
I think like for the likes of people in the crowd and like just a lot of interaction because you kind of have to. Right. In places that there's only 5 people, you have to talk to them. Like when you're doing a gig in open mic nights, and I was doing gigs in pubs, and everybody was like just chat. So my goal for every night was to get them at least 5 songs in to get them to stop talking, and then try one of my own songs, and if they can sing along to a little bit of one of my own songs, I'm like, there, job done. But I got a lot from that. For the gigs that I do now, it's a lot of banter in between songs, which I really love. I love messing around and talking just total shit throughout the set because I think it makes it really enjoyable for myself. And I always, every time I've been to a gig, I always hope the person I'm going to see, I get to know a little bit about what they're like and stuff. So it's nothing worse than you go to a gig and they do this album and then they walk off stage.
Do you remember a show where you felt, oh, now I get to know a little bit more about him?
I think there was, who was my favourite? Ryan Adams. Okay. I loved seeing him. He just, literally just the funniest man ever. I seen him just playing. He played in Dublin and he just, throughout each song, he was just talking so much shit. It was amazing. He just kept talking like about random stuff. It was insane. And he made up a song somebody shouted out something clown, I can't remember, but he made a song on the spot about a clown. It was amazing. It's the funniest thing I've ever seen. But there's lots of bands that I've seen that do that, and I think it's amazing. if you can get it across in a big venue too, as always.
Well, that's the thing, because now that the shows are getting bigger and bigger, is it more difficult to have that interaction or to make that connection with
I think it is, yeah, because sometimes you can only get the first couple of rows that are like into it, but I think I talk slower, try to talk slower, and yeah, it was definitely a learning experience doing something like the big arena thing going on, and I did a lot less talking, a lot less. Usually, I looked at the set time. Usually, the set can go on from like an hour 40 to maybe 2 hours sometimes, and that's for not like I do 16 songs or something like that. But the set was like an hour 10 when I went off stage, and then I was like, I have to do another one. I have to do another couple of songs. So I ran back on stage, did more songs, but because I just didn't talk as much. But yeah, it kind of it's definitely, so I have to do it more. It's gonna be a lot of fun now with the gig in October here, because I'm gonna have to learn a bit more Dutch, because it has to do that.
Fair enough. And then is it now very different because you have a couple of guys with you on stage?
Yeah, I think it's so much fun. I haven't played with a band in ages, so it's really cool. So Jimmy and Kieran, their names, they're just piano and drums as well, which is kind of cool. So it's just like, he does all the bass with his left hand, more or less. So he's just like really heavy-handed. He's just like, durr. But yeah, it's so much fun with them, because they're really good lads. They're very, very good at playing. But it's nice to kind of be able to have another bit of energy on stage, because I always look over at Jimmy, the drummer, and just like scream at him and like get everything going. It's really fun.
And because you've been doing it by yourself for quite a while, and then, like, say you get nervous all the time, does it help having other people on stage? Yeah,
it does. It really does. It's kind of like a backbone kind of thing. So like it's I love messing around as well, because there's a lot of jamming most of the time. It's like not really set, which is kind of mad, because I mess around too much. I change the bars every song. It was just really annoying, I think, for them, because I'm so used to playing by myself at the gigs, so I can just add an extra bar in wherever I want, because nobody else is behind me usually. So I started playing with them. I think I listened back to the live recordings of some gigs, and I was like, oh my god, play the song, Gav, play the song. And like, it takes me ages to get in. You can just tell my buddy Kieran's like this, when's he gonna do it? When's he gonna do it? And eventually, but yeah. It's fun having them lads on.
Because was it always the goal to form that band structure?
Yeah, I think I was always going to have a band. It's just when I could actually do it was the thing. When I could eventually find the right guys as well. I usually had like a little setup sometimes, like a piano and just guitar. And I started off with piano, cello and guitar, which was a different setup. And then I've always tried to kind of introduce some other people into the set. But it's I think it's solid now, because drums and pianos really does the job. It's cool.
And finally, about this bit, is there maybe one memory that sticks out from those early days in playing in bars, and then?
There's loads. There's like, I think there's one time I was in a gig in a pub. It was the last gig of the night. I did like a Sunday night. From Friday, Saturday, Sunday, they were the busiest days. So we do Friday, we do 6 o'clock until 8, and then 10 o'clock until like 2, something like that. Really long sets. And then the same Saturday, we did 4 gigs. Sunday, like 2 gigs. And then the last gig on Sunday, I think I forgot that we were in a different bar. And like, I had like no drinks or anything, I just forgot we were in a different bar, and there was a stool behind me, and the other bars were sitting down, so I went to sit down, and I fell in front of everybody. And it was really funny, but yeah, it was a proper fail, like really fell in front of everybody. It was amazing. That's really one really bad thing. Usually you get like people coming up and sitting on your lap and grabbing the mics and stuff, which was fun, because you usually get loads of like hen nights and stuff.
And at the same time, because shows are now getting bigger, do you miss this might sound weird, maybe you don't, but do you miss kind of the atmosphere and the intimacy of
sometimes they're really, because you have no idea what's going to happen at them gigs, the ones in because it's so like anything can happen, like it's crazy. People can throw stuff at you, but they never did unless like, but yeah, I miss them sometimes, but not really too much, because I love doing these gigs.
Yeah, fair
more. Way more. But my friends still do them in town, so I always go in and watch. I go in and play as well.
Well, that's an interesting thing, because usually artists, they don't get a lot of chances to be an audience member in a way. So when you go and see friends play or see gigs, do you pick up on things and
yeah, all the time. Yeah, I love going to see them. I always go into Temple Bar, because like there's one part in Dublin where everybody plays. Like where I used to play, and me and my friends used to play. But I still go there all the time. It's a nice place to go as well, because there's a lot of tourists, a lot of people, and it's just fun. A lot of banter. Everybody's up for having a good time. So it's it's fun getting to watch them, and I usually get up and sing as well, so I get to kind of go back and do the pub gig again, try out new songs in front of a crowd that have no idea at all, and if it sucks, I'll know straight away if it's a crap song. So it's fun. I love doing it.